Hi! Welcome to Artistry Collaborative. My name is Joanne and I'm so glad you joined me today. If you're new to my channel, well, welcome. I hope you stick around, and if you see what you like, become a subscriber, because I would love for you to join my YouTube family. And to my subscribers, well, you know I appreciate you so much. Thank you for all your words and comments. We here at Artistry Collaborative are the home of TriLab because, well, all we want you to do is try. We love inspiring creativity and sharing ideas, tips, and techniques. We do it all. We do Dollar Tree, we do repurposing, we love finding odds and ends and creating something new with it. Today, we have 3 Easter DIYs. So, come along and let's create these together. Okay, so I have this platter from the Dollar Tree and also this window cling. So we are going to create a, well, it could be a wall hanging, it could just be something of a decorative piece. But I'm going to take the Waverly chalk paint and I'm going to paint this. So let me do this and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm just taking some of the, this is what it looks like. I did front and back, you really don't have to. But now I'm going to dry brush with some of this agave. Now, you could dry brush with any color you want, but there's a lot of teal in my home decor, so I'm just going to push that all the way around, just to highlight it a little bit, because you know it's Eastery color and it'll match my decor. And you could do it with brown if you want a rustic look. You could do it with anything really, whatever your heart desires. And then if it's too much, I can always put a little water on it and wipe it up a bit, lighten it. Yeah, and I'm going to do on the sides, like so. So I want to pick up some of that pretty edging and highlight it. So, yeah, that's all that. We're going to take off the decal, and it is sticky, but I am still going to put down some Mod Podge. Okay, so I'm going to put it like that, and then we're going to get some Mod Podge, and I'm just going to put it right in here. And needs a little bit more down here. Okay, and we're going to put this right there. And then I'm going to take my Mod Podge and go over it to seal it in. Especially around the edges, because you don't want them coming up. Okay, so I have some Spanish moss, and I also have picked up some of the eggs from Dollar Tree. I had a leftover carrot from last year, and so we're just going to glue
use some hot glue and glue this into the bottom of the dish. And now I'm just taking the hangers off of the eggs. The one egg that has the design on it, I actually decoupaged that with a napkin last year. And I just thought I'd add a little interest. And I placed the carrot point side in so you could see the green. I wanted the green. So yeah, then we just go in and we hot glue this all in place. Okay, so now I'm going to take a couple of different ribbons. One's from the Dollar Tree, and the other one I think I got in a set from either Hobby Lobby or Dollar General. But it's a teal green, and I thought it went really pretty. So I'm just going to make a simple bow and put that in, glue that in to the bottom here with the other decorations. So what I do is I lay the print over the solid color and then just make a loop, twist it, and make another loop, bring it back, and just keep catching it in the middle. Then make the next set of loops a little bit bigger, and I do this 3 times. And again, it's always, you want to twist it so that the front is facing you. And I make 3 loops on each side. Usually I do 7, but this kind of bow, I just did the 6. And then I just cut a piece of the print once I cut the bow apart, and then tie that really tight in the middle, and then just glue that in place. Then I just finagle with the loops to get them the way I want. I usually try to pull the tails down so they're all hanging down. And then we're just going to glue that in. So I went into my stash and looked for some flowers to add in between the eggs and the carrot. I just wanted to add a little bit more, I just wanted to fill it out more. So this is one of the burlap roses that the Dollar Tree sold, and I think that's one of the solar wood flowers that it sold. Just different bits and pieces from my stash. And again, I'm just hot gluing them in between just to fill it out a little bit. So I went back into my stash and I found some of this, I don't know what you want to call it, a pick, I guess, from Joann Fabrics. And so now I'm just going to cut it up and use some of the pit berries and some of the round berries to just fill in between the flowers and the eggs. So here I am just adding a few more of these berries, just filling them in bits and pieces, just to give it an overall full effect. Okay, so now I'm going back to the window cling, and there is this Happy Easter. Well, there's actually little bouquets of flowers. So I'm gonna not paint them, I'm going to glue them in on the sides, just like we did for the bunny, using Mod Podge, of course. And then, of course, once you get it into place, you're going to take your Mod Podge and you're going to put it over the top, especially the edges, to seal it in. Okay, so now I like the flowers, but I felt like it needed just a little bit more. So I went in and I cut out the Easter blessings word from this wreath from the window cling, and I decided I was going to put that at the top of the sign. But as you'll see, it didn't curve like the dish did, so I ended up cutting it in two pieces and putting it down separately, and that worked really well. And again, I just took my Mod Podge and put it in place and then sealed it with the Mod Podge again. So here it is, showing you that it doesn't quite lay the way I wanted it to. Yeah, up or down, doesn't matter. So I just cut it in half, and then we're going to put those in place. Yeah, worked out really, really well. Okay, and then I like the way that came out, but for a little tiny final touch, I just made a small little bow and added that to the bunny's neck, and I put a small little ribbon flower in the middle of the bow, and it just gave it just a little added touch. So very simple, very easy. So there you go, just adding the little rosette onto the little bow, and it is all finished. I just absolutely love the way this come out. And so now we are on to DIY number 2. Okay, so I have this Easter egg from last year's Dollar Tree stash, and I also have these styrofoam bunnies that I cut in half, and we are going to paint with a chocolate brown paint. Now I do, as you can see, it has a pink sticker, so it's a clearance paint. but any dark brown paint will do. And I did end up giving these bunnies about 3 coats to completely cover them so that they look like a rich dark chocolate bunny. Okay, so now we're going to put these bunnies aside and let them dry. Again, you can see they're very light, so I did give them 3 coats. I am going to paint this with my white Waverly chalk paint. And I'm just going to give it 1 coat. Okay, so now I'm just taking my ruler and making shiplap lines in the egg. And I'm just using a regular number 2 pencil, and I will just go over these lines later. But again, I just want to give it that little bit of rustic feel to the egg. So I do this all the way across the egg. And as you see here, I'm just going over my lines with the number 2 pencil just to make them really dark. I'm not cutting into the wood at all. It's just going to be in the background. And now that my lines are in place, I'm taking my antique wax and I'm just going to lightly dry brush over the entire egg. Again, just giving it a rustic look. So I add a little bit of water to whatever is in my cap and just lightly go over the egg, just to highlight and distress just a little bit. Definitely gives it a vintage farmhouse vibe. Now, as you will see, I'm going to point to it, there is a blemish in the wood, or MBA. So I'm taking a leftover piece of ribbon from last year, and we are going to hot glue this onto the egg, and it's going to cover up that blemish and it's going to decorate the egg, so it serves a double purpose. So here I am gluing, and then I'm just going to flip it over and then put it over that. And then what I'm going to do is turn it over on its side and trim it, and then just hot glue those edges over the back. Okay, so you know, we painted it white. I just used pencil to make the shiplap stripes, and then this is a scrap piece of ribbon I had left over, so I hot glued that, and then I didn't like the edges, so I lined it with this,
And then I took these eggs and I cut them in half, just like I cut the bunnies in half. And then this is left from another one of those window clings. And then I measured, like putting these bunnies on here, I measured 3 inches and I put another piece of ribbon. So now we're just going to first put some Mod Podge on here. And I got a couple of these window clings because I just love that bunny. So if you see them, I would grab them, because you could make matching decor, you know, like we made the platter, but you could make a sign or decorate maybe a wooden box. So, you know, when you see this stuff, you gotta pick it up because it doesn't last long at all. And there's so much stuff I see being hauled that I haven't seen come in at all. Like I'm waiting for the carrots to come in and I haven't seen it. So this is gonna go right in the middle, right there. And then I'm just gonna go and again use my Mod Podge to seal the edges all the way around, like that. You may want to see any bubbles, work them out from the middle out so that they're all nice and flat. Okay, and then the bunnies, I think I probably did 4 coats of this brown paint. This is going to go right in the middle. And then we'll put one this way, one this way. I want it to be okay. Now it's probably enough right there, but I thought I'd put some eggs along the side. And then you can take your jute twine and put it back through the hole. And then you go. Yeah, I really like it. I think I may put a little more brown paint there. Very pretty. And then you still have this side if you want to switch it up. So this is super easy. I got these at the Dollar Tree, really sweet. They have the stands in the back. And I just think that they would make great little decorations if you have a tiered tray or just a little nook or your windowsill. So I took this off, and then this has a nail in it, so I'm going to take that off. This is what it looks like. So there is a place called the Graphics Fairy, and you get free graphic images, and I love them because they have a lot of vintage. And so what we're going to do is we're going to trim these images. Now, if you go to Hobby Lobby, they sell images like this already on the wood, but they're like $3 or $4 each. And so we're gonna put that on there, and then we're gonna put ribbon around. Now, you could fill the holes in if you wanted, but that doesn't bother me at all. And again, we're gonna cover it with ribbon. So these are the images that I picked. Now, if you don't want these little stands, you could also make a garland. So what I did is I printed a couple of larger ones like this, so that we could make or I begin to show you how to make a banner, because you know how to make a banner. You just glue one thing to the next. I would probably use jute twine, but you could take these 5x5s. Let's see, what would be better? Yeah. I would do this, maybe trim just a little bit, and then put some ribbon here and here, and put a hole in it, or you could just hot glue the jute twine behind it. But those would look really cute, like that. So I'm just going to take my Mod Podge, and I'm going to, my daughter's singing upstairs, so I don't know if you can hear that or not. I'm sorry if you can. I mean, not that it's bad, but you know, you're trying to listen to me and you hear her. But yeah, you get some background music, so it's a good thing. And if you wanted to, we could paint, and that might be kind of pretty. We paint the background a different color. Okay. So using my agave paint, I'm going to paint, I'm not even going to paint the back. Maybe I should, just to keep it consistent. But you know, now that I'm doing this, I'm thinking it's probably going to be covered by the ribbon. As I got this wonderful idea to paint these, I realized I probably won't see it if I'm putting ribbon on it. Well, let me see something. So maybe I won't put the ribbon. Yeah. Yeah, I think that looks pretty. Alright, so let me, and you could do them in all different pastel colors. That would be really pretty too. Like pick up a color in the palette of the picture, and then paint the background that color. And then you want to Mod Podge the entire piece. So this is just a playful, you know, I'm just playing. So these I painted, this is a combination of cashew in the Waverly chalk, excuse me, and daffodil yellow, and that's how I got that color. And then this is Martha Stewart pearl pink taffeta, and then of course the agave. So I was putting the bigger images up to try to make you a banner, And again, all you would do is do several of these, and then I would hot glue either a ribbon or jute twine, and then you can just string them any way you want. But this image did not fit on that 5x5 piece. So then I remembered I had glued these for some odd reason. And I thought, you know what, I'll add these to the sides so that it can completely be on there. And I'll frame it with these, and then I'm going to decorate. So this is just an added on thing that I'm going to do. So I'm going to put the hot glue all along. Now I just bought this Shore Bonder Joann Fabrics had 60% off, and so I bought that, and it is a very small tip, and I've been loving it. So if you need like to get in little tiny places, or you don't want to get a big blob of glue, that's the way to go. Alright, and then I'm going to put this one here, like so. You should know that a lot of the crafts that I do, I have an idea, but I kind of figure it out as I go, which I always tell you that, you know, you have to be open to changing. You know, you can have an idea, but don't stick to that idea, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Just be open to mistakes or things that come up, challenges that you didn't know you were going to have, and just work with it. You know, don't feel like you have to do it the original design, because sometimes the materials will fight you, or you're going to come up against things that you didn't know. So that's why I'm trying to tell you that I try to show you, for the most part, my mistakes or my challenges, to show you that, you know, things happen and you go with the flow. And it doesn't mean you failed, it doesn't mean that it's not good, it just means that I think it becomes what it's supposed to be, if that makes any sense. I think we have to be open to that. So I'm just trying to clean this up a little bit. Now, of course, if I knew I was going to do this, I would have painted this before I put the image down. But again, I didn't want to cut the image. I was going to lose the beak, or I was going to lose some of the Happy Easter wording. I didn't want to lose either one. So I said, nope, cut is because there is holes in the ribbon, so if you're looking really close, I don't want you to see the raw wood. Not that that would be a terrible thing, but it just looks more finished. Alright, so that's that. Now that's what that looks like. Now I'm going to put the ribbon. I love this ribbon from Dollar Tree. It is one of my favorites. Put some words here, and I'm going to put some flowers here. So let me get some of those. So I found these letters and I wrote Happy Easter, and now we're going to add some flowers. So I'm going to put some flowers here just because why not put flowers? And then I'm going to cut up this little bit of greenery. I found these flowers that look very vintagey, so I like that. And we're going to put some greenery in between. So this I'm just going to cut up. I think these colors fit with this so well. Yeah, so cute. Add a jute hanger on the back so you can hang this. So I'm just knotting it. And then I'm going to put some glue here. Sit that in there. So cute. And with these, again, you could, if you want to put the trim around it, I think that would look awesome. Matter of fact, I think I will. At least one of them. You could put a little flower up here, a little bow. This is the bow that was up there. So you could put this up there if you wanted. Yeah, really cute. Alright, I hope you like this, and if you have not become a subscriber, please do. Please give it a thumbs up and share it with your social media. I really, really appreciate it. And as we say at Artistry Collaborative, just keep on creating. And there you go, the final reveal. Be well, my friends.